What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Review Garage. Today on the table we have the Yeti Tundra 35. So the Yeti Tundra 35 has been around for years. This one specifically for me, I've had at least 7 years now, maybe even possibly a little bit more. But this is a very old one. I think this is the first Yeti product that I had ever purchased. So this is an old one, but a very popular one. So let's go ahead and get into what I like about this cooler, and we'll start with what I think is the most important aspect of any cooler, and that's how well does it keep things cold. And this is where the Yeti does a really great job. I think it kind of stands out from the competition. The ice retention is just great on this thing. I've never, under any circumstance, have I had an issue with ice melting where I didn't think it should be melting yet. I've used this cooler I live in Florida, so we have hurricanes. During one of our bad storms, we were without power for 4 days. I had ice stay cold in this thing, not only cold, but still not melted for 4 days, in that Florida summer heat through a hurricane. So ice retention is going to be great on this cooler, as advertised. Does a great job in that aspect. Another pro with the Yeti Tundra 35, again, compared to a lot of other coolers, just going to be the build quality. It's just tough to beat how well a Yeti product is constructed and built. They're just very robust, rugged, high quality, all around just super solid feeling product. Just nothing on it feels cheap. All feels like it's built to last, and it has lasted. So just that overall build quality you get with Yeti, it's definitely prevalent on the Tundra 35. Also, with this being a hard cooler, it's hard cooler, kind of, it's 21 pounds, so it is not a light cooler. But for it being a little bit of a heavy cooler, it's pretty easy to carry with this handle system they have. So they have a nylon rope with this nice thick grip here. You get one on each side. So you get a pretty good grip on this. Fairly easy to carry, given the weight of the cooler. So moving it around, not too bad. So that's a nice feature is that handle system. We'll go ahead and look inside here. For the next thing I like about this cooler a lot is going to be that it comes with this dry basket here. So this is great for putting sandwiches in, cookies in, snacks in, anything you don't want to get wet from your ice down here. Put it up here, stays dry, stays nice and cold. So this is awesome that this comes with the cooler. I use this all the time. Put your drinks down here, put your ice down there, put your sandwiches up here. Boom, it's perfect. Stays nice and cool, easy to grab, nice feature. Another nice, often probably overlooked feature on the Yeti Tundra 35 is going to be the non-slip top here. It's kind of hard to tell here, but it's got a nice little texture here. See, it's smooth on the side, but then you got texture here. And it's really nice for things not sliding off. You can put a drink on here, put your phone on here. Just gives a little more traction to kind of not fall off. I've also used this cooler in our fishing boat, and I've fished standing off this cooler hundreds of times. I have pretty good grip on it. I've never fallen, never really felt like I was going to fall either, so that's good. So nice grippy top, keep things on, don't fall off. Nice little feature. Now going into some cons, I think the obvious one's just going to be the entry price. I mean, it's going to be around $275 for a cooler that's not, I wouldn't say overly big. I mean, it's a fairly small cooler. So $275 up front, it's not a cheap price. So you have to decide if, the build quality, ice retention, all that stuff is worth it to you for that upfront cost. But I will say, again, going back to the durability, this thing's 7 years old. And if you look, I mean, yeah, I paid $275 up front. Actually, I think it was $250 back then, but it all still looks new. Like I remember thinking these grips here, they might wear after a few years, but everything, if you look here, they look as good as new. Like it still locks as tight as the day I got it. Everything's just, kind of flawless quality on it. Not even if you look at the nylon rope here, it's not fraying. There's no scuffs or marks on the handle. It's all just kind of in perfect condition. And again, I've used the crap out of this cooler, and this thing's been used hundreds of times, thrown around, slammed around. Pay a little bit up front, but you really do get, a quality product here, even if you look in the inside. Again, this is 7 years old, and it looks really good inside. Even still got our sticker there. Another con would just be the weight of the cooler. Again, like I mentioned before, it is a 21, I think it's a little over 21 pounds empty. So it does get heavy in a hurry. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. This is not a light cooler. It gets heavy in a hurry, especially if you're adding, the Yeti ice packs with ice and then your drinks. It gets heavy quickly. And then just as far as the Tundra 35 goes, the capacity inside, there's not a ton of space in there, because once you see these thick walls, and they're 3-inch thick walls all around, the inside space, it's really not that big inside. The cooler looks bigger on the outside than it actually is in the inside, because you're losing 3 inches all around on it. So it's just not a very big cooler. This is more of just a day trip to the beach, day on the boat type cooler. Even then, there could be times where you would want more room, even for day trips. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Also worth mentioning the latch system. It works great. It keeps the top sealed flawlessly, but it's not necessarily the easiest one to use. Like I have a 4-year-old son, and he can never get this open on his own. Like it's a little bit, it's kind of a little quirky opening this thing. So it works great, but kind of a little bit finicky, like opening and closing it. You kind of got to get that ball to kind of push down into the groove there to get it in. So not like the easiest to use latch system, I would say. I mean, it's effective and works great, but kind of a little finicky to use. All right, so now that we went over some things I like and kind of dislike about the Yeti Tundra 35, let's go ahead and do a inside capacity test, and then we're also gonna do a weight test to kind of see how much it weighs once it's full, and we see how much we can get inside of it. All right, so let's go ahead and start our field test here. I got 15 body armors, and we got 2 of the Yeti 4-pound ice bricks. I like to use these in the cooler with ice. They work really well, so when your ice melts, it melts on top of these, and it just freezes these ice packs, which gives you even more ice retention. So we'll put 2 of these in and see if we can get the 15 body armors to fit. Not really sure how this is gonna go, but let's see. Let's open this up. We'll go ahead and take our dry basket out here. Let's put our ice packs in. I put one on the bottom, one on the side here, do something like that. And then we'll just start feeding these body armors in here. Let me go ahead and switch hands with the camera. In there, but we got 3, 4, 5. You can see we're already filling up. 6, 7, got 8, got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. These are actually, will probably block our dry basket. Put it over there, see if that works there. All right, so we got 15 body armors in. We got the 2 Yeti 4-pound ice packs. And this still, let's see, does it fit? Oh, it's getting caught up a little bit there. A little bit caught up there. There we go. So it did all fit. So we have 15 body armors, got 2 of our 4-pound ice packs, and we still have room to put sandwiches, snacks, whatever you might want to put up here. Obviously, if I had ice here, we would dump a little ice on top of this, a couple pounds of ice on top. We should still have plenty of room, and this goes right in here. This one's getting a little in the way. There we go. There we go. Why is this one being so tricky? There we go. There we go. So it's all in there. So you can see we're able to get 15 body armors, and again, these are obviously bigger than cans, so kind of gives you a idea on the capacity of it, what this holds. Again, it's not a ton of space, but you can get a nice little day trip packed in here with drinks, ice, and some sandwiches. So I will say, unfortunately, a foot-long sub does not fit in this dry rack. It never has for me. Maybe a smaller one, but 6-inch subs will go in here fine. Footlongs do not fit, unfortunately. So, little side note. All right, so now that we have this all packed up, except ice, so we'll add a couple pounds for ice when we test this, but we'll go ahead and close it here. Close this up, and we're gonna move it over to our little scale we got here, and let's see what a little day Yeti Tundra 35 cooler weighs when it's got a little bit of gear in it. All right, so the Yeti is on the scale. Let's see what we got there. 41.8 pounds. So that's 41.8 pounds without ice. So you figure you add a couple pounds of ice, you'd be looking roughly around 45 pounds to carry this cooler around. So we're roughly looking right around 45 pounds, fully loaded up. Be right around 45 pounds to carry this cooler, which again, not a very big cooler, doesn't necessarily hold a ton. So just kind of be mindful of, it does pack on some pounds quickly. So just some final thoughts on the Yeti Tundra 35. I love the cooler. Been a great addition to our house. We've used it just like I said, hundreds of times. Beach trips, boat trips, river trips, kids soccer trips, hurricane trips. We've used it constantly. It's been great. I do think the biggest thing you have to ask yourself with the Tundra 35 is it worth going up possibly to the Tundra 45? The Tundra 45 gives you a little more space, and it's only 3 pounds heavier, I believe, and you'll get quite a bit more space inside on the Tundra 45. So I think if I could do it over and only pick one, I think I would go with the Tundra 45 just for that little extra space. But again, this cooler's been great. Definitely get to keep it great in my garage. Love it. Durable, holds up great. Ice retention's great. Really good product from Yeti. So as always, thank you for watching. I hope this video was helpful for anyone currently shopping the Yeti Tundra 35. And as always, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and be on the lookout for more reviews from the Review Garage.